Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Buriak, and I am the Senior Vice President over here at Jet Lending. And today, what we're going to go over is profit margins. And why I'm going over this is because profit margins are always nice, but really, how can you utilize profit estimates to actually back into your purchase price? And this is how you should negotiate. Okay, so understanding how much money you can make in a deal is very important on how much you could buy something. Why is that? Well, the reason for that is um, there's basically three variables in investment real estate on the acquisition side. So you got your purchase price, you got your repair costs, you got your after repair value. Okay. One of these variables is the only one is you can control because you can't change how much it's going to be worth after you fix up the property. The market's going to dictate that. Like if you guys remember for 2020, 2021 into 2022, 2021 values were different than 2022 values and different than 2023 values. So the market kind of dictates what you can sell your property at. You can speculate and you can see, what the risk is for X on that, but you can't control it. The repairs are what they are. Also, market conditions dictate that as well. How much does a garage door cost? How much does painting cost? All that kind of stuff like that. It's dictated by the cost and value of the market and how much the property needs to get you to that value. The only variable that you can control in investment real estate is purchase price. And that's where your profits come from. Your profits come from how you bought it, not your financing, not your terms, not projected value or repairs, how you bought the property. And this is why we're going to go over this today on how you can calculate your profit margins and what you should actually consider when you're doing it. And then from there, back into your purchase price number. So I'm actually going to bring a real deal that came into Jet Lending as a case study for you. So you can see the math in real time. So you very well may or may not be calculating this way, but this is a video we want you guys to have so you guys can back in to your purchase price and negotiate better and see how you can really, really start cleaning up. Okay. So here we go. This is a property we closed here at Jet Lending not too long ago. All right. So this borrower bought this at $340,000. Now I'll make a whole other video about how hard money works. I've made them in the past. You can go to our website and take a look. We're not going to dive in so much at how hard money works today, but profit margin is how to back into your purchase price. So the person bought it for $340. They think it's going to be worth $803. They're going to put $193 into it. They got $6,060 in property taxes, and they actually had an insurance quote for $9,094. Now we're going to dive into these numbers right here real quick. Okay. So a lot of times people forget about these two here, taxes and insurance. And if anybody's purchased real estate lately, they can tell you that the insurance is actually getting a little bit more expensive each day. So what we'll do here is really dive into these two numbers here first. So your insurance, your taxes number should come off the settlement statement, but you could really just look up at a tax roll. It's public record. And you need to estimate these because they're going to be part of your monthly payments for your lender. Most lenders, including Jet Lending, will escrow for your taxes. Okay. And because you'll need them at the end of the year to pay the tax bill. A lot of investors are like, well, I'd rather not escrow it. I'll pay them because I can make X percent. No, you're not. You're not going to do it. You're going to end up looking for money in December to pay your taxes. Just put it in escrow and pay your taxes. Your insurance quote. Your insurance quote will never kill your deal, but one part of insurance may. Okay, and I want you guys to consider this when you're negotiating and when you're calculating your profit margins. If your property is in a flood zone, in a storm surge, or has flooded in the past. Reason for that is not only are you going to have it covered for flood, but your buyer will too when they're using financing. Okay, and that's going to really shift on how much your borrower can afford their monthly payments when you're flipping homes. Okay, so this is something that you need to pay close attention to. So get a notepad and you start writing out your numbers and looking up your tax rolls and stuff like that. You have these ideas in your head. Okay. So again, we'll do you can look at how hard money deal works in our other videos. Today we're going over profit margins and how to back into your purchase price. All right. So here is how we can analyze this. Okay. So the first thing you do when you sell the house, all right, this is how you back into things. You got to pay your loan off. Okay. And the loan was $562,100. All right. So you can look here, $562,100 total loan. All right. So at 193 months in the loan, you have to pay yourself back every dollar you spend every month when you pay your lender. Okay. That comes there. There's gross profits, which is how much money you made in total, and net profits, how much money you're actually keeping. Think of it, how you remember it is if you're fishing and you catch a fish in the net, that's the fish you keep. Okay. So we're looking at net profits. Okay. So you have to pay, you have to consider, you have to pay yourself back every month you're in this. All right. So that's $193,000 in repairs. On average, you're doing about $7,500 a week in repairs. Okay. 195. Let's see here. How much was it? 193. 193 divided by 7,500 is 25.7 weeks. So call it 26. 26 weeks divided by 4. That's 6.5 months right there. Okay. In repairs. So you're holding this for a minimum of 6.5 months. Then the next thing that you do is you look at your holding time on days on market. Okay. So let's say in this market here, this is, of course, as you can see, it's a higher end market. You can say, okay, well, let's say days on market was 90 days, 3 more months. So let's say that puts you at 9.5 months. Okay. And then, so you contract it. Great. 9.5 months. Let's say it takes 60 days to close and fund. Okay. So that's 9.5, 10.5, 11.5 months. Call it 12. Okay. So 12 months you're in this loan. This house is a bigger house. And guess what you need to do every time you start repairing a house? You need to put utilities on. Okay. So you have to pay the utilities every month. People got in there. You got to have the electricity on. You got gas appliances. Eventually the gas has to be turned on. You have to pay for utilities every month. So it's a bigger house. It's called $200 a month. Okay. And you got to pay yourself back $200 a month every month when you close the loan or when you sell the deal. This property was appraised at 803. So we're going to sell it for 803. You have an agent. The buyer has an agent. Let's say you're doing 6%. You can start seeing, these numbers starting to calculate down. Normally, the seller pays the second closing costs, and especially in this market, most likely you're gonna. All right, so your second closing cost of title and stuff like that's about $12,000. You have 12 times your monthly payments, which was $6,079.24. That includes your taxes. Your first out-of-pocket cost was about $6,000. You got to pay yourself that back. Let's say there was an HOA fee of $50 a month. You got to pay yourself that back. Okay. So, seller's contributions up to you. Right now, there's people doing seller's contributions, or they're doing an actual rate buy down through this. But if you're doing quick math in someone's living room, it may not be good for you to do, but you can calculate 3% if you want. And you can see the difference here. If you do 3% seller's contribution, it goes from in the 80s to 64,000 in net profits. Okay. So if you look up here, you got your total payments made, utilities paid, your HOA was paid, your total contributions were paid, your total commissions were paid out, your total closing costs were paid out. You paid yourself back the $9,000 you paid for insurance. On a side note on insurance, get with a provider that may reimburse you for time not used. Always ask that of your insurance provider. Say, hey, if I buy a 12-month policy and I'm only in it for 9 months, do I get a reimbursement for the other 3? Sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. So just make sure you ask that question because you may get some money coming back to you. So right here, your profit is at $64,896. Okay. The question to you is, would you come out of pocket $6,000 at closing to work 12 months on a project to potentially make $64,000? And sometimes it's yes, and sometimes it's no. So understanding how much money you're going to potentially make on the averages helps you back into the purchase price. Because let's say you're like, oh, Alex, I would be happy with $40,000. Well, that tells me that you can buy this at $380 as your top price for negotiation. If you're saying, well, I think this is ridiculous, I need to make at least $100,000. Well, you need to buy this for about $36,000 less. You need to be buying this at $300,000. So this is what I mean by you don't just go in and start negotiating on what you think, like, well, I'll do 70% minus repairs. Okay, or 65% minus repairs for $0 out of pocket. Okay, that's a good, really quick estimate on that equation, but it's not giving you everything that you need. It's not giving you all your out costs. If you really want to be specific on what your net profit would be, you have to consider all your monthly expenses on when you're doing a property, and see how that equates to your business plan on how you want to make a profit. And doing it this way allows you to have more room for error if the market changes and shifts and you have to pivot to either selling it for less or turn it into a rental or whatnot. Okay. So I hope this helped. Just like anything that we do, we're always here to educate. You'll see more and more videos come in. You can go to our website. There's an education page for all of our old videos. There's still, they may have like some old interest rates and stuff like that, but the data is still valid. We do these all the time. If there's a video or an explanation that you guys want us to do, we're happy to do it for you. But we're really trying to make sure that every day you guys have more education, you have more understanding about how to do this business better. There is no such thing as a good or bad market. It's how you pivot and transition markets that actually make you the most money. So understanding how to negotiate, understanding your profit margins, and understanding where you need to be is key. Second thing I'll leave you off with today in negotiations is don't be afraid of no. Okay, and we'll do a whole video on this as well in negotiations. Most of your deals are going to come, about 80% of your closings are going to come probably 30 days after your first offer. It's who follows up the most and who can stick to their understanding of profit margins. I never want to have any of my buyers say, oh, Alex, I just want to do a deal. No, you want to make money. All right, so I'm going to show you how to do this so you can be profitable and get your deals done. So stay in line, make your offers, follow up with the borrowers, know your profit margins, and I'm telling you, you guys will close more deals and make more money, especially when you're using a lender like Jet Lending. I hope this helped, and I hope you guys have a great day.